big swing there.
Yep, there we go. Too much to handle.
Yep, Billy's got a free ball over.
Low snap, Emmel looking to pass. Throwing deep, trying to hit Yansky. Yansky's got it at the 30. He's going to be into the end zone for the touchdown.
I told you.
Wow, what a play.
I told you. Inside to Krause.
Yeah.
Big bucket, Avery Krause. Big bucket.
Intercepts the pass. Billies have a chance here to add to their lead. Kramer feeling it. Another three. Three points in the first half for Trapper. Kramer gives the Billies.
Deep breath. Here's the pitch. There's the shot. That could be gone. That's out of here. How about a home run by Sam Robinson? That's the way. How do you end the game?
He's ready to go. Danny winds, kicks, deals, and there's a ball again. He's going to hit.
Welcome to another BilliesLive production. Find us on your favorite social sites and apps. Like, subscribe, and get notified when we go live.
Billy Nation, are you ready? We're at Barefoot, 108 East Main, Fredericksburg. It could get wilder today. Can you say regional championship? We're going to talk some Battlin Billie football. We're excited. Can you tell? We'll be right back with Coach Bill Wilder right after these.
Black Chalk Home and Laundry is one of the most unique home decor and gift boutiques in the Texas Hill Country. Come get lost in the found and unbound items that surprise and delight you around every turn. Steeped in history, our building will take you back to a bygone era that delights the senses. Black Chalk Home and Laundry, a happy place filled with the found and unbound. Come, discover yourself, and love your home.
Creek Street Dental utilizes the latest technologies in dental care. Dr. McBride has been specially trained to offer the Hill Country sedation dentistry. Anxious patients can sleep through oral surgery in a private room with family nearby. Their CBCT machine provides near-silent imaging, making possible the most painless and effective treatments. iTero technology allows virtual manipulation and modeling, so no more gagging on impression trays. Call 830-990-1178 for the best in your family's dental health today.
Los Cazadores is the stop for hunters to gear up and get ready for season. The store in Stonewall, Texas has been remodeled and stocked with guns, ammo, feeders, blinds, and much more. Los Cazadores has the top archery products, offering expert experience with an on-site 3D range. Bucks are brought in from all around to be scored with trophy scan technology and entered into our contest. Stop in and sign up for the world's largest whitetail hunting contest.
Nature and beauty along the fairways at Lady Bird have a way of slowing life down. While the front nine features significant elevation changes and the tranquility of Live Oak Creek, the back nine stuns with its panoramic vistas of the surrounding hills. As the home of the Fredericksburg Junior Golf Foundation and the Fredericksburg Middle School and High School golf teams, all of us at Lady Bird Johnson Golf Course are proud to support our community's tradition of excellence. Lady Bird Johnson Golf Course. Practice, play your way.
72 Degrees Air Conditioning and Heating offers a wide variety of services to Fredericksburg and the Hill Country. Repairs, installation, maintenance, design, even air quality control for allergies. 72 Degrees Air Conditioning and Heating, Fredericksburg's comfort company. Fast, same-day service and world-class technicians make 72 Degrees Fredericksburg's company of choice. Emergency service 24/7. Call 830-997-5651. 72degreestexas.com. License number TACLB 27138E.
Strayer and Ulfers, from humble beginnings to a Fredericksburg mainstay. When Edgar Strayer purchased an oil and gas business in 1928, he may not have envisioned it would still thrive nearly a century later. Guiding through the Great Depression, he built a clientele of area farmers with a firm handshake and friendly service. Two succeeding generations still run the business. Roy Strayer and his sister Betty are mainstays around their shop on Adams Street, where their sons Steve, Charles, and Edward service the needs of thousands of locals and visitors alike. Strayer and Ulfers, a Fredericksburg institution.
And we are back. Woo! Coffee with Coach here at Barefoot, 108 East Main, Fredericksburg. I want to thank our title sponsor real quick, Pottery Ranch. Quite possibly the coolest store ever. They're voted best retail store in Fredericksburg, located on the west end, so plenty of parking. Check them out for unique Christmas gifts. They got furniture, indoor and outdoor patio furniture, accessories, chimeneas, fire pits, bottle trees, and of course pottery galore. It's one of the coolest stores ever. 614 West Main in Fredericksburg. I want to thank Scott and the gang over at Pottery Ranch for our title sponsorship today. Here we are, Coffee with Coach. Coach Wilder, interim head coach for the Billies right now, defensive coordinator, and my goodness, have you done a stellar job as defensive coordinator, baby. I'm talking about Billy defense. Billy defense done come to town, y'all. Great job on the defense. We might as well start the show right there. You know, the Cal Allen game to me was, if you could have a signature win, signature victory, in my mind, that was a stellar defensive performance.
Those kids stepped up big time. I mean, Cal Allen was known for, they run the ball. Coach Danaher's been there, and he's had success doing what he does, and we made some adjustments and looked at what they did and said, okay, we have to stop this, and then they can do this. And it required our kids, they had to be really, really, really alert. And so coaches put a game plan in and got after with the kids. And they, I mean, the thing about them is they focused up so well that they made all the adjustments. They even made adjustments sometimes that, you know, we weren't expecting. They were making the adjustments that they needed to do on the field to make that happen. And then had some kids that hadn't been playing that stepped in and played a lot more. We started moving some offensive linemen over, getting some size over, because we knew we were going to have some of that to stop those guys. So they did a heck of a job.
Just an awesome performance, holding them to 10. And But you know, this team is, for lack of a better term, almost a chameleon, if you will. I mean, you can play in games like shootouts, like the Somerset game, with 90-something points between the two teams, and then you come and play Cal Allen. It's a defensive battle. That's huge to be able to. So you can be in any ball game. Now we expect a little shootout with LBJ possibly, unless you have something to say about that. And we'll get to that in a little while. But you make your comment on what I just said. I know you were ready. You're probably going to have a little something to say about that.
Well, I know what I've got to say, but I think our kids they're going to get it done.
I believe it too, Coach.
I really have a lot of faith in those guys.
I believe it. I do. I believe this. All right, as we move forward here, we wanted to talk about the Coach Moffitt situation. Coach Moffitt released an explanation letter, reassignment within the district. Reassignment within the district. It's going to be an administrative position within the district. So we just wanted to get that going right now. How are you personally getting put into the head coaching position? That's got to be a little bit different because you're going to have a few more duties, right, in addition to defensive coordinator. How are you settling in on all that? So,
well, in addition to, I had to get somebody to cover my biology classes today too, so that was like
right, you know, then there's that.
I got on King and came and I was like, really, y'all aren't going to do that show again for me? Y'all said y'all had it, and they said, well, I've got a tournament I've got to go to and things like that.
Oh, and so, Coach King's just getting installed into the Texas High School Association Tennis Hall of Fame.
So they had some small things that they had to get taken care of. And so, you know, it's been a transition. You got to move from, I have my back literally turned so much when the game is going on because I'm looking at the defense. I look at special teams that we're involved, the defensive special teams, and then my back is turned to the bench, you know, talking with those guys, drawing things up and thinking about this and that. And then, you know, even after that's over, I'm on the headset talking to the guys. What did y'all see? What do we, you know, talking it through. So a lot of times my eyes aren't on what's going on the field out there. And so that's a transition going back. You know, this is a role I hadn't been in for a long time.
Didn't you say, we were talking a little off mic, but since about 2009, right?
Yeah, 2009 was the last time I was a head coach. So transitioning from being a defense coordinator and being very single-minded in everything that you do and having to go, whoa, this is a huge job. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces and people. And so it's the biggest thing that's helped me is the people around, you know, whether it's, you know, our two trainers or Miss Moore or our coaching staff. those guys do such a tremendous job of getting all the things done that need to get done, and our boosters and parents.
Takes a village, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, and they do it. They're the village is raising me right now because I had to just hit the ground running with this thing, and it's Coach Moffitt had done such a great job of having these relationships and people in place that were doing jobs that make the whole thing work. So it's more, but it's been really, I would say, more or less seamless because you have great people to work with.
Amen to that.
Yes,
Amen to that. Well, let's talk about the Pleasanton game. Big win, 28-20. That was the regional semis. That hadn't happened since 1983.
Yes, sir.
And that, but when you say that, you realize just how tough the playoffs are.
Yeah.
And when you get into the playoffs, deeper and deeper, how, 5 key plays, right, in a game becomes maybe 2 key plays. Now you're getting into the Elite Eight where it's one bounce of the ball, maybe.
Absolutely.
It just kind of just shrinks, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we started that day off with, the day before, Coach A.J. Lott came out, and then Coach Rick Lott, and I'm trying to think, Wade Ray came out, Mr. Sabera came out. And
Kent Wall.
Yeah, and they were all out there. And so they kind of talked to the kids and told them what a big deal this is for them to be a part of, because they're the dads now that have seen their kids go through the program, and the absolute pride that they had in that. And they just really emphasized to our team, be very proud, but don't be satisfied. Be very humble and be very thankful. And, you're doing something that's really special. And these kids have.
That's a great message.
And it was a great message to get to hear from those guys when, that was a long time ago. And it still holds a lot of weight,
Right.
So,
yeah.
And everybody's good this time of year. Everybody.
Right. Right now, everybody going to be good.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, sir.
So big victory, 28-20. Pleasanton comes out, scores immediately.
Right off the bat.
Again, what I love about this team is they don't hang their heads down. They just go battle. They flush it and move on.
That's and that score was, it was a little. I mean, you talk about a bounce of the ball. It was one slight miscommunication. One guy thought he saw this, and just a hair. One little thing was off, and it popped. And so we were able to come back over and say, okay, this is what we said, so we got to make sure that we do this. And what was great about it is to watch that same situation work its way out multiple times throughout the game. And that guy was completely covered. I mean, it was bracketed. It was done exactly like it was supposed to be done. So that was really exciting to see how they responded, like you said.
Right, yeah.
And got it fixed.
And that's what I love about this team. I mean, they keep battling. They're battling Billies,
yes,
and they
sir.
don't, like I said, they don't hang their head down, and that's huge. Now, as we look ahead here, we're going to be talking about LBJ here in just a little bit. Of course, you faced them earlier in district already.
Yeah. We'll
talk about that, but let's talk about the Pleasanton game. It a little bit more offensively and things like that. We got to mention Coach Huff here and the offense too, because the offense has just been doing a tremendous job as well. So.
Well, and I said this to the paper the other day, just my job in practice is I run the scout team offense, so I find out everything that they do. They give me kind of a script to work from, and I get to call what they're doing and try to get kids lined up to give them the best look. And so the thing that Pleasanton did, they gave multiple looks. They moved people around and just gave you lots of different looks. So what that does to the offensive line is that puts them in situations where, you have your rules, but then you have your adjustments to your rules. There's always an exception. And so you talk about working things out and working together. I heard those guys all week. They're making their calls on the line. They're communicating with each other. They're seeing problems and how to fix it. And I remember particularly one time, I actually lined them up incorrectly. So they got a different look that they had never seen. And they worked it out and made the fix. And I hear Coach Timms in the background saying, man, that's not how I would have fixed it. But golly, that was perfect what y'all did. So, you have a lot of maturity with those offensive linemen. They've been together and they trust each other.
They're doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, and they
that front
communicate.
line, offensive line, yeah. Hats off to those fellas.
Because they make everything else happen. They opened up the running game. Leha on that first touchdown had a big 34-yard run. And, They protected Cole and gave him time to throw the ball. And then later on in the game when Stephen Wade came in, I mean, it was just, you know, it's a team effort, and they're doing such a great job. There's not one star.
Right.
You know, there's not one guy that you go, oh, this guy gets it done. It's absolutely all those guys working together. And, you know, Huff and I, really our whole staff. I mean, Huff has coached defense too. He used to be a linebackers coach, and he played linebacker in college. And, you know, Coach Timms, with the school he was at previously, they coach both sides of the ball. So we have a really good understanding, you know. All it takes is we got to hold them to one less, and they need to score one more. And they, you know, we try to help them. We got to get off the field and get y'all the ball, and they've got to control the clock. And so it's a really good working relationship and we kind of know each other's strengths and weaknesses. So, I mean, it's just everybody pulling the rope in the same direction.
We've had some great teams since for the past 10 years. But what do you, in your mind, what sets this team apart from some of the other teams, you know, getting this deep into the playoffs? What's the big difference? Chemistry, we talk about chemistry a lot. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
But in your mind, what sets them apart from the rest?
I think that this group, it's their buy-in. Okay, it's the culture that you know, there's coach-driven culture, and you have to have some of that, and then there's player-driven culture, and you absolutely have to have that. And Coach Moffitt had set this up. This is his part where he develops this, and the team develops their leadership skills based on how we do things. But then this group of guys has such a buy-in. Like, there was nobody missed weights, nobody missed practices, nobody. You know, it was always
a lot of work ethic too.
It was, I mean, just a tremendous work ethic. That they work hard. They challenge each other. They're very physical, you know, and they don't they push each other hard. They get after each other's tail, and that's a culture that they have amongst themselves. That's what you want as a coach, but you can't make somebody do the things that these guys do. They have to choose and want to do it and hold each other accountable.
And you mentioned earlier, not just one star on the team. So egos or lack. I mean, keeping the egos at bay is huge for this team as well too. There's really not any huge egos to deal with, and that for coaching, sometimes that's a tough thing to deal with. It's a kid with an ego.
I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing. Like, there is no ego. These guys, they're selfless, and now there's competition. There's two young men that play linebacker that compete every single week for who got the most tackles. and if we missed one somewhere, they'll come and say, "No, you missed this one right here." And we're like, "I think you just kind of pushed him and he fell. That's a tackle, you know." So there's a lot of competition, a lot of pride about that.
Amen to that. So, well, we're looking forward tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Alamo Dome.
Alamo Dome, yeah.
San Antonio, Texas. Coffee with Coach. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
For over 7 decades, and with the support of customers like you, Ewald Kubota has grown to be the #1 Kubota volume dealer in the United States. Plus, we have the distinct honor of being a Kubota Elite dealer. So thank you, Jim, Julio, Jamar, Mr. Loya, Mike, Letty, Mr. Rodriguez, Paul and Penny, Thomas and Catherine, Mr. Miranda. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hill Country Refrigeration has been providing the Texas Hill Country with quality heat and air conditioning service, installation, and repair for 47 years. They offer dependable, friendly, and professional customer service. Robert and Clara Ann Almers founded Hill Country Refrigeration in 1974, but have been enjoying Battlin Billie Sports for a lifetime. The Almers family are born and raised Billy fans. 4 generations, that is. Hill Country Refrigeration, where customizing comfort is their award-winning game. From one winning team to another, best of luck, Billies.
We love living in the country. My husband works from home, and I teach our 5 youngest children here as well. Fast, uncapped, reliable internet is critical for our family. And that's exactly what we've gotten from Bee Creek for over 10 years now. Bee Creek Communications, always on high-speed internet.
Gaddy's Pizza in Fredericksburg is a huge supporter of Battlin Billie Sports, students, and teachers. In fact, Gaddy's offers a lunch special for teachers and students Monday through Friday for only $7.65, and that includes a drink. Gaddy's Pizza also has pasta, dessert, and one of the best salad bars in town. Enjoy the game room. Kids of all ages love it. Gaddy's takes pizza seriously. 2931 Highway 16 South in Fredericksburg. Billy Pride, Iberales.
Segner's is your jewelry destination for everyday and special occasion jewelry. Just ask Olympic gold medalist in women's softball, Kat Osterman. She trusts Segner's. Find us at 236 West Main Street or on the web at segnersjewelers.com. Come check out our custom-designed Billy's charms, keychains, and so much more. We love and support our hometown teams. Go Billies!
This broadcast is supported by Votive Hospice, a family-owned hospice founded by Fredericksburg natives. Votive Hospice is Fredericksburg's only Joint Commission-accredited hospice. They're also Fredericksburg's first community-based palliative care, which means their team can help you or your loved one prior to needing hospice at no cost to you or your family. Votive is led by Dr. Rad Kothman and certified hospice and palliative care nurse Carrie Weaver. Visit votivehospice.com or call 998-1925. Votive Hospice, they're with you.
Hello, my name is Greg Nebgen with 4N Cattle Company. I want to talk to you a little bit about J4 trailer and my experience. So I was looking for a new cattle trailer, stopped by, talked to Josh, customized what I wanted. I own a local business. I want to do my business local. Prices were very competitive. I looked at trailers everywhere. They were $1,000 cheaper, if not more. I was going to buy local anyway. They beat everybody in price. And then they even delivered it. J4 trailer, that's where I got mine.
The Wade brothers.
Oh, we are back. We're back at Barefoot, 108 East Main, Fredericksburg. Again, want to thank our title sponsor as well, Pottery Ranch, quite possibly the coolest store ever. Voted best retail store in Fredericksburg, located on the west end of town here, so there's plenty of parking. Check them out for unique Christmas items, and boy, do they have a lot of Christmas gift ideas there. And they got bigger items too, furniture, outdoor patio accessories, chimeneas, fire pits, things like that. Pottery galore, lots of pottery. Pottery Ranch, the coolest store ever at 614 West Main in Fredericksburg. All right.
Coach, time out.
Oh, we got some questions.
Rob Harris wants to know, if the Billies could have a Christmas wish, what would it be?
That's pretty easy. To be playing 2 weeks from now. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And I really believe wholeheartedly that this team can get it done.
Absolutely.
I do. I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind anywhere because of all the things we've talked about. You talked about the unselfish play, different players stepping up, not just one star. You and I were talking a little bit about Byer. I mentioned Byer's big catch in this last game coming out.
Big catch.
I mean, that was huge.
I think it was a 26-yard catch that he had to set him up for the second score. And
just so many.
And his blocking has made a big difference, too. I mean, his blocking has really helped us out in some places. So, I mean, he stepped up big time.
So it's a team effort.
Yes, sir.
Across the board, team effort. So here we go. We said it's been since 1983, the Pleasanton game, the regional semis, regional championship on the line. 1965 was the last time, 1965-66.
Yes, sir.
That's a long time.
I talked to a guy yesterday that's on that team, and he was telling me about it, and he was pretty proud of, obviously, again, and he was on that team, and it's Coach Dietrich's cousin. And he was just telling us about it and everything that went on back then. And, the school had just been built in 64, so that 64, 65, 66 group, he said, that was us. And, a lot of pride there.
Yeah. Well, let's get it done. LBJ defeated Bernie 68-24. Bernie a little bit depleted with some players not in that game, but Bernie kind of played them tough for a little while, and then the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
LBJ's been averaging, about 50 points a game? I
think it was like 52 points a game, yeah.
Billy defense holds them to 40. There was a point where I believe the Billies were up 21-0 to 7 at one point in that LBJ game, the district game. Am I correct?
No,
was it?
Wasn't quite. It was like I think we got 14. It was 41-14, I believe, is what it ended up being.
But I mean, Billies were up at one point.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were in the game.
During the flow of the game, the Billies were up a little bit.
And you know, the thing about it is you know, they have some really great athletes. Those kids are well coached and great athletes, and they hit some explosives on us. But the thing that I've been pointing out to the kids is there was one certain play where, you know, we missed some tackles. Okay, so that play goes for 76 yards. But that same exact play, you know, run 5 more times is -2, 2, 5, and 7. You know, so here's what we can do if we can limit these explosives. You know, it's a different game. It's a different game at that point in time.
Yeah, the final was 40-14, but so yeah, you couldn't have been up 20. But I see what you're saying. But y'all were up a little bit on in the first.
Yeah,
first
it was
part.
tight. Yeah, it was right there.
How was preparation this week for
it? It was excellent. I mean, we had a great week of preparation. My preference would have been to play today on Friday. I like playing on Fridays, and I like keeping the schedule the same. But it's a great opportunity to be able to go down to San Antonio and play in the Alamo Dome. And so, you know, Monday actually kind of worked out, gave us a little more recovery time. Kids played hard on, you know, Friday, so they were a little beat up, and give them one more day to recover. And then from then on, it's just been an excellent week of practice. You know, the weight room. You know, this time of year, you think, oh, we can dial it down. They're hitting it hard. They're getting after it in the weight room, and they're pushing each other and doing everything right. So it's been a great week of preparation. And, you know.
Scout team came out and gave you some good looks?
Scout team gave us a tremendous look. We were talking about a young man named Joel Villa. We put him out defensive end going against our offense, and he gave us some fits. He did a great job and, you know, gave us the looks that we needed to have.
Awesome. So, yeah, LBJ's real disciplined, athletic, fast.
Yeah, they are.
So containing the quarterback and keeping their offense off the field is probably going to be one of the keys to victory, I would say.
We want to keep their offense way off the field.
Drink, like Coach Moffitt says, buy the Gatorade jug.
Yeah,
keep the offense drinking Gatorade. But
you know, the quarterback's extremely explosive. He can throw the ball. I mean, he can throw it a mile. And he's got some explosive receivers outside.
That's Oscar Gordon III.
Yes, sir, Oscar Gordon. And then he's got 2 really good backs that either one of them can run and block. So like I said earlier, you know, you've got a situation with across the top right there where they can go outside, they can run zone, they do a tremendous job cutting back, and the quarterback's always a threat to pull it and go back door on you. So you've got a lot going on. They throw a lot of play action passes and drop back. So there's a lot of ways that they can, you know, try to attack you with what they have, and they do a good job of exploiting all those different ways. So that's kind of what our job has been this week, is to, you know, simulate and rep those things enough to where we see everything that we think that they're going to throw at us, and then we can adjust to the things that they might. Because when you look at the breakdown of formations, you're like, wow. That's a lot for, you know, I think we broke down 5 games looking at them, and then we look back at our last game. And they don't do every single thing in one game, but they do a lot. And they pick what they're going to work on, and then that's what they focus on that week. And so, but you've got to kind of rep for the big picture because you don't know what they're going to throw at you. So it's everything from empty quads to, you know, 4 guys in the backfield. You get all kinds of looks.
Keeping pressure on Gordon is going to be a big deal, because if he has time, those receivers, they got some wheels, right?
They do. They've got great vertical threat, and they do, you know, they throw that ball out to the side and try to get it to them in space.
And they're tall.
Yep.
So they can just throw the ball up and they go up and get it. Now, how are you feeling defensively without giving away your game plan, the adjustments that you've made, just how you don't want to give away your game plan. You know, how are you feeling the adjustments are going to be going into this game without literally giving it away?
I think the things that we're looking at doing have the possibility of giving us an advantage. And then so, you know, that's kind of what you're always trying to do, is like, okay, we want our kids to play as fast as they possibly can, so we got to let them be as routine as they possibly can be, so that they're not thinking. No thinking, you know, you have to just be able to react and see these things. So I feel like going into it, the kids, like, we make the adjustments, we show them, and then we show them on film, and they're like, they see it. They see where we broke down last time, and that kind of helps us too. Playing them a second time is like we say, okay, this is where we broke down last time. This is some areas that we have to focus on. So we have that, and they have that also.
Right,
so,
like a chess match.
Oh, yeah,
it
is.
It certainly is.
And, and tried to correct some coaching errors that I made last game, is to try to get a couple of things fixed that it just, like I said, we didn't adjust well to a couple of things that they did to us. So.
And let's talk about our offense now. Offensively, what are some things that we need to take care of offensively?
I think offensively, it all, like I said, everything boils down to those guys up front.
And they've been doing a tremendous job.
And that's, if those guys up front can handle it, and they can create running lanes, and because they got a really good defense, so we have to create running lanes, take what they give us in the passing game, and force them into a situation where, they're primarily a man-free team. So we have to force them to come to the box as tight as they can if the running game's working. So that's kind of where the offensive line, makes such a great big difference in the whole game.
Give Emil time.
Yeah, give him time, create running lanes.
Emil's a great runner too, so
Absolutely.
He can bust out at any given time.
He has tremendous vision on seeing things and opportunities.
So I'm looking forward to this one. It should be a good one. Now, Trent, is it Trent Larry, the receiver? Going to kind of have to keep him at bay a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, he can go. He can go. And very talented young man, and he does a tremendous job blocking out in space if he's not getting the ball. So he can definitely he can do some things.
Looking back at the district game against LBJ, the 40-14 loss there, what about special teams? Is there anything that jumped out at you on film, special teams wise?
We better cover our kickoffs, and that's the big deal, and punt coverage, when we are in the situation where we're either kicking or punting, we have to try to put ourselves in the best situation to cover and kick the ball away from their weapons. Of course, they got weapons all over the field, so.
Much like the Billies, yeah.
So we spread the ball around and create some opportunities with that. And again, offensively, when we get ball kicked to us, try to set ourselves up in field position on that kick return that gives us an advantage.
And again, without giving away a game plan, I'm sure you're going to pull everything out of your bag you got offensively and defensively. Maybe a little trickery somewhere in there. I don't know.
It's
you got to do what you got to do. But
I think that's what it boils down to.
You're going to pull everything out, right? Everything's going to be out on the field.
You have to throw everything that you got at them, and and that's just what we're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Like I said, this time of year, it's win or go home. So
everybody's good. Elite Eight, Elite Eight, folks. It's 64 teams when all this started. Is that about right? 64 teams when it started, down to 8, and the Billies are one of those 8. I got goosebumps when I talk about that. This is going to be so much fun tomorrow. How are the players? I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I know this group of young men. But are they pretty focused? They're going to be at the parade tonight. There's going to be some distractions walking into the Alamo Dome, and it's huge. All these things.
There are distractions, but again, like I said, this group has a certain culture about them and a maturity, and they know what they want to do. So, we're going to do the things. The parade tonight, I was like, man, okay. But that's a great opportunity. That's a great opportunity to celebrate them and to celebrate this community. So I want them to get a chance to be a part of that and to get to do those things. So, but their focus, somebody was saying yesterday, so what's it going to be like walking in the Alamo Dome? I said, they're going to walk in, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be impressive, but as soon as somebody starts running at you, your world gets real small, real fast.
It becomes football again.
It becomes 53 yards across and 100 yards long, and this is what we got to get done. Right. And every play becomes the most important play of the game. So, your focus early is, wow, it's neat, but then it gets real tight real fast. And these guys handle that kind of stuff real well.
I love it. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk more about the big game tomorrow, Saturday, Alamo Dome, 3 p.m. Get your butt in the seats.
Amen.
Like I said on Twitter and Facebook, everybody and their dog from the community of Fredericksburg should be at the Alamo Dome. And some goats. Some Billies. We'll be right back.
Texas Hill Country Orthopedic, the official sports medicine provider of the Battlin Billies. Our board-certified and fellowship-trained doctors provide personalized and comprehensive bone and joint care for all ages. We utilize the latest technologies like platelet-rich plasma treatments, and also unique to the Hill Country, we offer anterior hip replacement. Whether you've suffered a traumatic injury to your shoulder or are just tired of dealing with arthritis pain in your knees, Texas Hill Country Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here to help.
My name is Tammy, and I am a Value Med customer. The things that I love the most are the convenience, the speed, and the friendliness. Annette and Betty at the front window are always so friendly. I have called Bill, even Matt, for just personal questions regarding prescriptions or medication. Their helpfulness, willingness to spend the time with me is something you don't get at the larger pharmacies. I just think they are amazing.
Security State Bank and Trust. We've been building the communities we call home since 1941. That includes supporting our students, teachers, and schools. Behind each student is a community investing in what matters most. Security State Bank and Trust, proud supporters of Battlin Billie Sports. We're rooting for your success on and off the field. Go Billies! Celebrating our 80th year of helping build the communities we call home. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dutchman's Meat Market in Fredericksburg is the place for premium meats. Not only can you find the best cuts of meat, but Dutchman's has fresh sandwiches for lunch, a variety of snack sticks, multiple jerkies, and dried sausage. Dutchman's also has a large assortment of rubs, spices, and sauces for all your meats. So go see Dutchman's at 1609 East Main in Fredericksburg, or call in an order at 830-997-5693 or online at dutchmansmarket.com.
As Fredericksburg celebrates 175 years, Arrowhead Bank is celebrating almost 100 years of serving the people of the Texas Hill Country. Our goal has been the same since we opened in Fredericksburg 20 years ago, to combine the relationship banking of yesterday with the technology of today for a better brand of banking. Arrowhead Bank is proud to support our students in all their endeavors, athletic and academic, and we're excited to celebrate their successes this year. Billy Pride, Eber Alice, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 423091.
Hey, these words roll off my tongue. Regional championship. Regional championship rolls off the tongue. We've got some folks online.
Texas Tone says good luck. Billy's Chris Beckendorf says good morning, Billy Nation. And let's see, Gus Garza's watching. Best of luck next round to the Billies.
All right. Well, thank you, fellas. Thank you, Billy Nation. We appreciate that. I wanted to mention the game will be on TexasRadio.net. King and Cayman will have the official Battlin Billie oriented broadcast. And what's the network? It's Texans Live, I believe. They'll have Texan Live will have the video audio portion of it. But for a Battlin Billie oriented broadcast, man, those guys are tremendous. So blessed to have King and Cayman in the booth.
They do a great job.
They know the kids, and they just do a fantastic job. And I do want to say congratulations to Coach King. That's today, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Today, he's going to be inducted into the Texas High School Association Tennis Coaches Hall of Fame. He has just done such a tremendous job with that tennis program. So hats off to you, Coach King. That's great. That's awesome.
You know, just touching on that, I've been in the weight room with his kids twice a week, and have been for years. And you know, the thing about Coach King is we talk about like this team and the focus that we have and their work ethic and the way that they do things. Now, the week of the state championship, his kids go to the weight room. They don't miss, and they work really hard. So, you know, it's just kind of that's one of the things you love about this community is they pass on the same values to the kids. Our kids are a reflection of our community and our coaching staff, and so their work ethic is kind of it's a big deal. It's important, and
And it is, and you know, Billy Nation, we should just be so proud. I mean, you look what the basketball teams have done, girls basketball,
softball,
tennis, softball,
I mean,
baseball, when Threadgill and those guys were here.
Soccer's been in the play, you know,
it's just been
multiple top 10 finishes in the Lone Star Cup, you know.
So that's
and not only, you know, it's not only our sports, but it's everything with the band this year. I mean,
the band,
the cheerleaders,
cross country.
I mean, everybody, the Red Hot. I mean, we compete.
Red Hots.
I guess that's the thing.
Yeah,
everybody. The thing, our kids compete at a very high level, and it's a great reflection, like I said, on our community, our parents, and the people that are their coaches and stuff. How much time and effort they put into it. So it's just it's a great thing to be a part of.
I know this can be cliche at times. Coach Moffitt and I always talk about that, but we got to tackle it. Keys to victory. What do you think the keys to victory tomorrow, Alamo Dome?
Without a doubt, to me, it's on defense we have to limit explosives. I think we have to limit explosives. And they're an explosive team, so it's like we got to put a lid on a stack of dynamite and smother it out somehow.
Hey, there you go.
That's what we got to do.
Right on.
And that's one thing that we have to do. We have to create some takeaways. We have to get the ball back into the offense's hands, whether it's a fumble recovery or it's an interception, or force a punt. That's a takeaway. We have to do things. We have to play in such a way to get the ball into our offense's hands.
Right. And even if you can just get them to 1 or 2 3 and outs.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Just even one.
I would love 3 and outs, but I mean, just get them off the field. Yeah.
Right. Yes. But anyway, go ahead. I didn't mean.
And that's it. And then offensively, I definitely think that it's going to be about controlling the clock, and it's going to be about positive. We can't get behind the chains. We got to put ourselves in positive momentum moving forward. And if run the ball, throw the ball. But do it, and it's got to be working positively down the field, that we take time off the clock, because that's important.
Long, methodical drive.
Man, and I can't, which game was it? There was one game, was it Burnett? Like I said, but we had 10 plays in the first half, greatest game ever. I mean, if we get 10 defensive plays in the first half, I'm happy. But I think those guys, and then special teams, we got to find some advantages somewhere. Something's got to come up on special teams where something good happens for us, So it's the same keys every single week. Control the clock, positive yards, score on your drives and your possessions, stop the explosive plays.
Take care of the rock.
That's it.
There you go. I thought it was extremely cool. The team's going to be Grand Marshal in the Christmas parade tonight. So I just thought that was a real cool move from the Fredericksburg Chamber. But I know this community rallying around the Billies, of course, as we should, being in the Elite Eight, but it's going to be. This is just special, man. I can't think of a better word for it. This is special, Coach.
I mean, I've been waiting 26 years for it, So this is my first time getting to play this late in the year, and I can't think.
We're in December.
Yeah, I can't think of a better place to be playing either. It makes it special. Being in a small town environment, that I don't think it can get much better.
And I'm looking forward to the parade tonight, seeing those boys, seeing those gentlemen and cheerleaders and everybody on that lighted parade tonight. But it's going to be a good one. So from what I'm getting from you, everybody seems focused.
Yes, sir.
Coaches,
absolutely.
Players, everybody's focused and ready to roll, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have a job in front of us. And they've done everything up to this part, so it's like, whatever it takes for us to do what we got to do is what everybody does, and they throw themselves at it with.
What's the schedule tomorrow? What time are y'all going to be heading to San Antonio? And
we have a send-off at 10 o'clock.
Okay, a send-off. That's what I was going to get at. We got a send-off coming. All right.
Man. We get up in the morning on game day. A big deal for us is we do coaches outreach Bible study, and we have a group of guys that gets together, and that was just like, man, we still got to have that because that's what we do.
Game day.
And that's what we do. So we'll do that first. The kids will get there about 9 o'clock, and then we'll kind of go through our meetings and all that sort of stuff. And And then at 10 o'clock when we walk out the door, you know, they're going to have a send-off for the boys. And it was really cool last week getting to be a part of that and seeing all the people that showed up, and then driving out of town. And, you know, I'm driving the bus. So when people are driving by honking, I'm thinking, did I do something wrong? Then I realize they're honking at us because they're supporting us. But, yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Looking forward to the big game tomorrow. Alamo Dome, San Antonio, 3 o'clock. That's the first game?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow. So there won't be a game before
That's right.
the Billies. Y'all will be kicking things off literally.
That's it.
Tomorrow. So looking forward to it. We'll be back with Coach Bill Wilder. I'm J.D. Rose, live at Barefoot, 108 East Main, Fredericksburg. Coffee with Coach. Oh, by the way, thanks to Java Ranch for the coffee and the muffins. We appreciate that. We'll be right back.
Fredericksburg Veterinary Center takes care of animals of all sizes, little bitty small ones and great big tall ones. They'll treat your furry friends just like it was their own. Doctors East and Eckert can do all sorts of stuff to help them, like x-rays and blood work, surgeries and sonograms. They'll even work on their teeth. And if your animal is sick or something, they'll even go to your ranch or house to help them. Give them a call or visit them online at fbgvetcenter.com.
At Fredericksburg Eye Associates, ophthalmologist Drs. Ann Plinicky and Charles Cohn provide comprehensive medical and surgical eye care. At their state-of-the-art facility off Highway 87, they use the latest equipment for everything from routine eye exams to monitoring macular degeneration. Cataract procedures include the latest advances in lens design, allowing more freedom from glasses than ever before. Fredericksburg Eye Associates, 997-6535, online at fbgi.com.
DR Welding and Construction is the Texas Hill Country's choice for metal buildings using #1 American-made materials. They are fully insured for your protection and peace of mind. If you're in need of a metal building, a horse barn, airplane hangar, warehouse, equipment shed, barn dominium, or a business, DR Welding and Construction, 830-997-1058. On the web, drweldinginc.com. Quality and craftsmanship make the difference at DR Welding and Construction.
Do you have a good head coach to draw up a play for your retirement plan? Have you done the practice drills necessary to produce a good portfolio? If not, contact Joseph Financial Partners. They will sit you down in front of the chalkboard and walk you through all the X's and O's. They'll set up your offense and your defense so you're prepared for the good days and the bad days. If you're not sure about your coach or the plays that you're running, contact Joseph Financial Partners, 830-997-4763 or online at josephfinancialpartners.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial member FINRA.
For a family-operated, community-focused business that supports all men and women in the United States military and first responders, think Toch Well Service. For all your well repairs and service after drilling, think Toch Well Service. For water pump installation in windmill, solar pump, jet, submersible pump, and pressure tank service, think Toch Well Service. They've been serving Fredericksburg and the Texas Hill Country since 2002. Call 830-997-2413. License number 4502-KLP. We're back. Got us a wild crew in here, Wilder crew. 108 East Main, Fredericksburg, Barefoot. You had another message from the chat, didn't you, Paige?
I don't know if Coach Wilder will know who they are, but Joe and Joanne.
Yeah, Mama and Daddy.
Mom and Daddy chiming. Mom and Dad chiming in.
Sending good luck wishes to the Billies.
That's good. All right. Awesome.
I'm sure they send out hugs and kisses, too.
They do. Coach Dietrich waits. Our desks are right next to each other, and every morning he waits, and the first time my phone rings, he goes, "There's Mama Wilder," and so, yeah.
We talked about the success of all the sports and everything like that, but let's talk a little bit about fall sports now. Basketball.
Yeah, girls basketball right now, you know, they're rocking. They're 10-1 sitting right now. And they're 10-1. They play San Marcos tonight, about 5:45-6 after the JV game, which starts at 4:30. And then the boys are down in playing at the Hondo tournament. They're sitting 3-2 right now, and so we got that going. And I guess the girls have their big tournament starting next week. The Billies Classic tournament starts on the 9th. And then right now, we've just started practicing for soccer. So we've got, you know, it's kind of, they're not used to having to share the field with football at this time of year. So we're working out those things too. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of moving pieces going right now.
Awesome. Billy's in the Elite Eight. Final thoughts going into the big game tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Alamo Dome. Everybody's going to be there. Everybody and their dog going to be there. What's your final thoughts as we wrap up Coffee with Coach today? And Coach Wilder, thank you so much. I know.
Oh, sure.
You know, for you to come in with everything you got on your plate's a big deal. So thank you for doing this.
Absolutely. You know, I guess the final thoughts are just, it is what it is. You know, it's a game, and we're going to go out and play. And I told our kids, if you got a stack of 10 chips, you can bet 2 on yourself, But we're in a situation right now where you just take everything you got, you push it to the middle.
I love it.
And, you're going to play. You're going to play, and that's it. And what you put down is what you put down. And that's the mentality that you got to go in. I used to say, my dad always told me, don't ever get in a fight. You're going to be in trouble at home if you ever get in a fight. But if you do, you better punch him and punch him hard, and you better do what you got to do. But then you're going to get in trouble when you get at home. Well, there's nobody going to get in trouble, but we got to come in and we got to play
some
like
smash mouth football.
You have
right?
to play. You have to be physical. You have to play with a lot of intensity and focus, and then you have to say, okay, that's. If I can walk away from a game and say that's the very best I got, I left it all out there, then that's that. And that's what we're going to do.
Right.
I think it's going to be a heck of a ball game tonight. Billies by 7. Billies by 7.
Yeah.
By 7. Billies by a touchdown. They're gonna hang in there till the end and rally.
There you go. Rally.
That's a vision. God bless you, folks. Coach, thank you very much. Coach Bill Wilder, JD Rose, Coffee with Coach, 108 East Main, Fredericksburg, here at Barefoot, where they've got all kinds of Battlin Billie gear and all kinds of other just terrific items in here. They've doubled the size of this place, so there's plenty of shopping for you here. And we also want to thank our title sponsor, Pottery Ranch, another cool store here in town. Quite possibly the coolest store ever, voted best retail store in Fredericksburg. They're on the west end of Fredericksburg, so there's plenty of parking. They're at 614 West Main. Check them out for unique Christmas gifts, furniture, outdoor patio accessories, chimeneas, fire pits, bottle trees, and of course pottery galore. Pottery Ranch, 614 West Main in Fredericksburg. God bless you, folks. Where am I going? You want me to? We'll do a little football. Am I? Oh, that's right. That's a low. Okay. Let's see if I can do a good throw today.
Brace yourselves, everybody.
Oh! God bless you.